Everyone's had that experience where they've tried to go on a diet, they've tried to change their exercise, and you are able to actually be successful for a little bit of time. You lose the weight, you're going to the gym, but after a certain amount of time, you just stop. And then you regress and you gain back all of the weight, you lose all of the strength, and you're just frustrated because you feel like you wasted all that time, all that money, all that effort. And where are you now? You're just sitting there with your hands in your lap, just thinking, I'm where I just began. And then what happens? You just go on and you think that you're the type of person that just doesn't want to work out, that can't diet, that just is fat. You form all these negative beliefs. And it's not your fault because nobody's taught you how to actually change your subconscious mind and change your actual habits because it's all surface level. And so, what I'm going to show you today is how to actually change how you behave permanently, not just short term. I'm going to show you how to change your subconscious mind so that you feel different about how you perform. You feel different about going to the gym. You feel different about your habits, your eating habits. You're not just holding yourself to the strict, rigid, grueling protocol for 8 weeks, and then you go back and you lose all your results. It's very frustrating. You waste a lot of time, effort, money, and you get demoralized, which is the real bad part. And nobody's talking about this in the fitness industry. And it's a shame because it's all just surface level garbage. Anybody can hold themselves to a weird keto diet, a weird low carb diet, all this weird shenanigans happening in the fitness industry. Excuse me. And all it is surface level BS because you're not changing who you are, you're not changing your mind, and your mind is what controls everything. So I want to tell you, I had a friend and he would always lose weight. He was really good at losing weight. He'd go on like 1,000 calorie diets, and he was a heavy guy. He was like above 250 pounds, and he would lose like 80 to 100 pounds. But what would happen is he was only able to hold himself to that 1,000 or 500 calorie diet sometimes for so long, to where he'd hold the weight off for a little bit of time, find a girlfriend, and then all of the weight would come back. All the weight would come back. And so you see, he's an example of how you don't change your subconscious mind, you don't change your actual lifestyle and who you are, and you're just holding yourself to this awkward routine that's actually bad for your mood. It's actually bad for your health. It's not natural. This is not natural. Avoiding all carbs, ketogenic diets, all these strangely restrictive diets. You see, it's such a circus. It's laughable, actually, what you see people doing in the fitness and health industry. The CrossFit workouts, going until you puke. It's absolutely ridiculous. How long can you actually sustain that until you get injured, burnt out? You hate doing it. Why are you doing this? Because you think it's worth it and that's going to be permanent? No. Everybody knows it's not permanent, but you don't know what else to do. And so you're doing all these strange routines with your fitness and your health, and it isn't going to long-term work. And you see so many people, it doesn't work. But why doesn't it work? Why does it keep on happening? You see, I used to sorry guys, I just drink a lot of kefir, like 3 cups. Love me some kefir and honey. See, I used to go to work as a massage therapist and come home after a lot of clients, and I'd just be super duper hungry. And so what I do is I make this giant bowl, like this glorious king's salad. And I sit down and I have my sauces and I just munch on this salad for hours watching Game of Thrones. It was so addictive. Everybody knows that show is addictive. And I would just keep on eating and eating and eating. And I would spend like 2 or 3 hours every single night, sometimes 5 hours. It'd be my whole night. And I knew it wasn't good for me, but I kept on doing it. I'd always say just one episode, but I just keep on eating, keep on eating, keep on eating, keep on watching. So I was hooked. And I knew that it wasn't good for me. I knew what I wanted to do. I wanted to change my habit. I wanted to read personal growth books. So why didn't I do it? Well, there's a reason. It's because I didn't understand how to change my subconscious mind. So that's what we're going to talk about today. How to use the Silva method to change your subconscious mind so you can actually change not just your actions temporarily, but permanently how you feel. This is lasting change because you're changing your beliefs and your identity at the subconscious level. So, quote by Emile Coué: when will and imagination are at conflict, it is always imagination that wins. So that's what we're going to talk about today. How to use visualization to overpower all these bad habits. So here's a question. What's easier? I want you to imagine your subconscious mind as being like this little horse. You're stronger than this little horse, okay? But the thing about this little horse is that it's very stubborn. So let's say this little horse is going in a direction that you don't want to go. So that can represent like you eating too much. You're too fat. You don't want to be fat, but you keep on doing all the habits that make you fat. So that's what the little horse is doing. And then you hear about this diet. Oh, the keto diet. So you take the reins of the horse and you start pulling him in the other direction. And you're struggling, but you're stronger than him. And you start pulling him and he's resisting you. But you're pulling him and you say, "Come over here, you little devil." And so for a while, maybe a couple of weeks, you're actually winning. He's pulling against you, but you're winning. So that's what you're doing when you're going on these diets, when you're forcing yourself to exercise, when you're trying to use willpower to change a habit. It feels like a fight. It's not very nice. And what happens is eventually you get tired, and the little horse, he's like a little muscle. Now he's a little bit older, and he's just stronger than you. And he just keeps on going in the other direction, and he drags you back over the center line, and all of a sudden you're exactly back to where you started. So what's better, doing that or learning to tame and train the horse so that it goes in the direction that you want? Because that's what happens when you can actually tap into your subconscious mind. You're actually getting the horse to go in the direction that you want. But most people don't know how to train the horse, which is why they just keep on pulling against the horse. They don't know this extra layer, and it's absolutely absurd. So isn't it absurd if you just see all these guys trying to pull their little horse? Trying to pull this little horse. He's such a bastard. And then you just think, like, why isn't that guy training his horse to actually go with him? See, when you know how to actually train the horse to go in the direction that you want, you can put packs on him. You can put your luggage on him. You can put water bottles on him. And he helps you. He goes with you. He's not just this stubborn jackass going in the opposite direction. So isn't it absurd? When you see people not training their horse, well, that's exactly what's happening, because it's a tremendous power and can actually help you, but it's working against you. So that's why we have to talk about how to train your subconscious mind. So if you do this meditation technique every day using your mental screen, which we talked about before, if you don't know about the mental screen, check out this video right here. I'll put a card to it. This is the benefit. The new habit will be easier to adopt, and the implementation will be so much easier to successfully do without backlash, withdrawals, and it will be a permanent change instead of constantly fighting your subconscious mind with willpower and then regressing and losing all your gains. Okay? So this is how you actually change your habits. It's not temporary change, okay? It's not just tips, which we're going to go over to make them more obvious, to make them more pleasant, to make them more reinforced with accountability. All that stuff is great, but in the end, you have to change your subconscious mind so that you feel different about the process. So we're learning a lot of meditation techniques. You might be thinking, well, this is a health channel. This is a health program. Why are we talking so much about meditation? Well, it should be obvious based on everything that I just said, because it's about changing your actions and your behaviors and your perceptions so that you can actually enjoy doing all this stuff. Okay? So by changing your subconscious mind, you're changing your health, not only through your actions, but through your total mental health. Okay? So as you're doing these relaxation meditations, you're actually changing your emotional state. And everybody knows that negative emotions can actually change your metabolism. They change your chemistry, all right? So even just a little bit of stress actually changes your chemistry. It prevents testosterone and growth hormone. It prevents digestion, which means it's changing all your digestive enzymes. It's changing your hormones. It's changing your thyroid hormones. And it's actually using resources to create different hormones that now you cannot use as building blocks to create the good hormones that you want, that would provide energy, that would provide calmness. Okay, so there's always a battle in the factory of your body for what hormones to create. Now, anger, stress, fear, anxiety, shame, guilt, any of these lower emotions are actually taking the building blocks in your factory, your hormone factory, and is creating these negative hormones that actually hurt you. So it's like all of the workers in your body are just taking your building blocks and they're actually creating these negative little poisons that go into your body. Okay. And there's a reason for it because it thinks it needs those little poisons to survive. All right. So when you're anxious, sad, angry, you're using your hormonal building blocks to go into fight or flight, which means, oh, I have to fight this enemy. I have to fight this threat. So you're wasting those precious resources that you could be using to relax and to build muscle and to digest and to completely put out all the other fires in your body, to decrease pain and inflammation, and to create these hormones that have to deal with love, socializing, connecting, creativity. You know, we're talking about oxytocin and serotonin, which are like the superhero Osmosis Jones in your body going around giving motivational speeches. It's like the Pac-Man in your body when he gets the super Pac-Man pellet going around just eating all the ghosts. That's what it's like when you're actually having good emotions because you meditate. So that's how meditation impacts your health. And it's a very powerful tool to actually change your behavior, which you know to change your behavior actually changes your life. Okay, so it's going to help us change your deepest habits / addictions without failure, without relapse. So that's what I'm going to show you. So real quick, if you have a health problem, you're going to meditate a little bit more than if you don't. And that's because a lot of the times people with health problems have more stress, they have more inflammation. And so the relaxation and the peace and the positive emotions from being at that deeper brain state, alpha and theta, is going to rewire not only your body, but your mind. And you need it more if you have a health condition. So even just by doing these relaxation meditations, you're going to achieve better mental health and physical health, even without going into the healing lesson, which I have a healing lesson. Check it out right here. To speed the healing of your physical body and your mind. Okay, you can use this for many different disorders that you have. So let's say you don't have a health problem. This is what Silva recommends. You do the countdown deepening exercise in the morning, followed by the mental screen technique, which will take about 10 minutes. Noon, optional. You can do the Silva short relaxation meditation or the centering meditation. Night, countdown deepening exercise, followed by the mental screen technique. Another 10 minutes. So really only 20 minutes a day, and you're going to change your life. Completely change your life. Okay, this isn't psychotherapy. You don't have to pay money for psychotherapy. You don't have to go and talk to this guy who's just going to listen to you and nod. Okay, there are benefits to psychotherapy. I'm just saying sometimes it's like that. And then every other day, do the Silva centering exercise in place for a countdown exercise at night. You can still do the mental screen if you want. So really, you can get away with doing the centering exercise like once a week, but as you're training for 30 days, do it every other day. Now, let's say you do have a health problem. You're going to meditate a little bit more. So in the morning, you're going to do the countdown deepening exercise, then the centering exercise, then the mental screen technique, 30 minutes. Noon, you got to do something. Short relaxation or the centering exercise. Night, just do a countdown deepening exercise followed by the mental screen technique. Right? So the more the better, really. The more you're entering these alpha and theta states, the more you're retraining your brain, your emotions to function like that, even during waking consciousness. So you can do the centering exercises 3 times a day. I've done that. Absolutely fantastic. Changes your mindscape, changes your body. I started healing my stomach fantastically by doing that 3 times a day. It's amazing. So again, just a summary. Health problem, you need more relaxation, and you need to eliminate those negative emotions. It improves your total mental state. It also reprograms your identity and mental expectations and attention away from the health condition, which is why they benefit from practicing more. It's all about your intention, attention, belief, and expectancy. And so the more you do it, the more you're training those. So we will have a lesson on healing later, but now we're going to focus on entering deep alpha and theta better and better, and watch your emotional health and body change. Okay. So let's talk about habits. So these meditations are going to help you ultimately transform your habits. A little detail on habits. People call them bad habits, but you actually want them because they give you something beneficial that feels good. It's giving you either an emotional benefit, a physical benefit. It's giving you something, okay? So just realize the way that we're going to change your habits is by focusing on the benefits of your new habit that you want to replace your bad habit with. Okay? You already know all the detriments of your bad habit. We don't have to think about that. Don't put your attention there. We want to put your attention on all the benefits of the new habit, and we want to ingrain that. And that's how we're going to create a magnet in your subconscious that pulls you towards that new habit. Okay? It's not about using willpower and fighting the bad habit. I'm not going to do it. I'm not going to do it. I'm not going to watch it. I'm not going to eat it. And then the more you think about it, the more you want it. Okay? Doesn't work. Stop. Doesn't work. This is a different approach. So the first step that we're going to do is you're going to identify one of your habits that you want to change. And then I want you to identify what you want to replace it with. And we're going to journal that. So take a minute and just write down those 2 things right now. Habit that you don't want, habit that you do want. Write it down now. Pause the video, write it down. Good job identifying that. Now, what we want to do is build clarity on the benefits of the new habit. Okay, so for example, let's say you overeat while watching Netflix at dinner. Now I want you to write down all the benefits that you would have if you replace that habit with what would ultimately bring you closer to your goals. Okay, so instead of overeating, what are you going to do? I want you to start to imagine that. And I want you to start imagining the benefits. Okay. So for example, what if you ate just enough and then you took 2 to 3 cups of hot holy basil tea with adaptogens and delicious honey, maybe some maca honey cocoa pudding with dessert? What benefits would that bring to you instead of overeating? Or instead of eating, I don't know, a couple donuts or ice cream after dinner? Overeating and eating the wrong things. So what benefits would you get if you ate healthy, the right amount, and some superfoods, huh? So what we want to do is flesh that out. So here's what I did. You give yourself a couple examples, and you want to create them into images using your 5 senses so that you can actually visualize them, because we're going to use a meditation to visualize them. All right. So for example, I wrote down lose weight. I'll feel like I did in my 20s in college, 20 pounds lighter. You can imagine the feeling of running and win quickly, or you can visualize a picture of yourself in college. Lean, muscular, healthy. I'll sleep better. I'm going to wake up feeling optimistic and energized. So you can imagine yourself waking up fresh, smelling coffee and smiling. More self-confidence. I'll feel more on the up and together in my work suit. So you're going to feel the fit of your suit against your chest and stomach and waist, and it's going to feel tight and right and muscular. And you're going to look in the mirror and feel like you're a superhero. You're going to feel like you're a professional. You have pride in yourself. I'll feel leaner, like a leaner alpha male with my shirt off, and attract women. Oh, yeah. Feeling of sun or skin on your abs at the pool. And the woman looking at you and thinking, why? That'll feel good. I will play more sports and exercise more without pain, and you're going to feel great. You're going to feel that pump, the flow, the zone, the mode, the high. So you can imagine yourself running and just feeling high, or you can hear that tennis ball against your racket as you run and hit it swiftly. So I want you to notice how I fleshed them all out into an imagination, because we're going to use that right now in our meditation. So this is what makes it real and programs your subconscious to actually gravitate towards the vision like a magnet and change your actions. Now, take 5 minutes, pause the video, do the same, write down the benefits of switching habits. The benefits. Remember, use your 5 senses, make them visionable. Pause the video, do that now. All right, welcome back. So I'm going to explain what we're going to do in this meditation. So with all the benefits still in mind and all fleshed out, we're going to use the mental screen technique for shifting your subconscious towards this new reality. I'm going to guide you through it, but here's an overview of what we're going to do. So I'm going to relax you with the 3 to 1 technique and a countdown from 10 to 1. I'm going to have you imagine your current self on your mental screen for 30 seconds, what it feels like not to have the benefits, and how it is now with the current habit. I'm then going to have you slide a new image onto your screen from the left, which is the future, to replace the current scene. Right? So your eyes are going to be closed, and that's what you're going to do. The new image from the left will be the new image in all the detail of success and the benefits you will have, as if you have already replaced your habit successfully. So you're going to go into each scene of benefit one by one, slowly, and feel the details, the skin feelings, the smells, the energy, the social differences, the strength, the happiness, the power. Really feel it. You have to feel it. After you felt each success scene deeply, I want you to imagine yourself doing the new habit. Okay, here's where the details come in. Mentally visualize and select the details of your new habit while at your level. Let's say it's a new diet. Imagine yourself eating particular foods and choose the food of your meals as you're eating it. So I want you to imagine the quantity you should eat, the quality, the frequency, what snacks, what healthy desserts you're going to eat. So this is when you actually program your mind with what you're going to do in detail. So choose the salad, choose the meal, choose the white rice, choose all the ingredients, choose the restaurants that you'll only eat at and the meals that you'll only eat at. Imagine the salmon, the lean salmon with the broccoli and the white rice with no other dressings on it, just maybe a healthy pesto. Imagine the soup that you're going to make with the peas, the thyme, the oregano, the olive oil, the bone broth, the carrots, the radishes on the side, the avocado. I want you to imagine all the foods. Pick the foods. Pick the meals. Pick the snacks. The apple with the 5 Brazil nuts. Pumpkin seeds with the grapes. I want you to choose all your snacks, all your meals. Take the time to actually program what you're going to do so that your brain knows exactly what this new habit is. And it's linking all the benefits that you just felt with this new habit. Okay? So you take the time, and this is where you choose intentionally, is using your intention to program your action, and it will obey. So after you do all that, affirm to yourself that this is what you want. The food is exactly what you want. It's satisfying, delicious, and all you need. You like it, and it's easy and enjoyable. Okay? You're going to affirm that to yourself several times and see it happening, feel it happening. Affirm that you will get no cravings or hunger pangs and that it's the new you. And that's it. You can see why this is successful. You can see why this works better than anything else out there, because you're reprogramming your subconscious to already have the identity of feeling the benefits of this new habit it creates a magnet. You want it so badly. Powerful results, powerful desire, powerful intentionality towards this new reality that you already feel. It's yours. And then you program the details. It's associated with all that pleasure that you just felt. And then you affirm and program that you like it. It's exactly what you want. It's delicious. It's easy. You won't have any withdrawals or hunger pangs. And that it's the new you. So it's perfect. It's perfect. And it works. Again, I've used this for my social habits, my emotional habits, my physical habits. You can use this to get free from even smoking. I'll do a whole nother context on addictions. This does work for addictions, but if you have a very hard addiction like smoking or porn, and it's really hard for you to break, then there's a couple more steps that you can use to supercharge this and to take it step by step so that you don't get withdrawal symptoms. But people, they use this to free themselves from the most hardcore addictions, and you can too. Remember, you're the master of your mind. It's all mind, and you can reprogram yourself, and you can change yourself into somebody who does what you believe is right. And these are the steps. It's a beautiful thing. So I'm going to teach you one more add-on before we get into the meditation, in case if you do get some withdrawals or cravings or temptations, okay? It's called the 3 fingers technique. Basically, it's a cue that brings you to your level instantly and allows you to cue all the same programs and feelings you created at that level. So it brings you back to that sensation of conviction and pleasure and determination. It brings you back, just kind of like a song can bring back all those emotions. It's a cue that you can program that will bring back all those feelings of calmness, peace, success, the pleasure of being lean at the pool, healthy, alive, waking up, feeling good, looking good in your suit, playing the sports, feeling high. Bring all that back in a second. So it's not just words. So that's a feeling that you can bring back in a second. The 3-finger technique. Okay? So remember, a cue is kind of like when the hypnotist puts you under hypnosis and then tells you, when I say cowabunga, you're going to act like a Ninja Turtle. That's a cue. And then he says cowabunga, and the person starts acting like a Ninja Turtle. So that's a cue. It triggers you to act in a certain way, to feel a certain way. That's why this is so powerful. So all you have to do is program a particular finger position, which is called a mudra, when you're at your level, and then use that mudra whenever you need it. Okay? Simple as that. So all you have to do is bring your thumb, pointer, and middle finger together when you're at your level and mentally say to yourself, whenever I bring my 3 fingers together like this, I will instantly go to my level and be able to solve any problem I need to. Okay, so just program that 10 times at your level, and it will be strongly programmed, and you'll be able to use it whenever you need it in daily life. Okay? So whenever you go to your level and you're visualizing all of these goals associated with your new habit, bring your 3 fingers together like this and tell yourself, whenever I bring my 3 fingers together like this, I'll come back to this level and be able to solve any problem that I need to. And particularly, you can add on, I'll feel all of these benefits associated with my new habit and my new identity. Do that 10 times whenever you do this meditation. Every single time, it'll feel stronger and stronger and stronger. It'll build an association. It'll trigger you. Kind of like a song triggers you back into that feeling of, wow, oh my God, I remember all these sentiments. This is going to trigger you to remember all those sentiments. So, conclusion, you're going to find that if you do this meditation technique every day on your mental screen, the new habit will be very easy to adopt, and the implementation will be so much easier to do without backlash, withdrawals, and it'll be a permanent change instead of constantly fighting your subconscious with willpower. No more tugging that little horse with your willpower. and is fighting against you. No more of that. It just doesn't make any sense. It's a circus. You see so many people doing it. No more, because we have this powerful meditation technique that will change the magnet that can pull you, subconsciously just pull you towards success. Effortless. It's wonderful. It's beautiful. It's intelligent. It's the way of the future. Okay. So we're going to get ready to do that. I have an entirely new video that's going to show you this meditation really quick. Nothing complicated, exactly what we talked about. So before you click on that video, go ahead and like the video if it helped you. Subscribe so you can keep on getting this amazing information that'll help transform your mind and your body towards your ultimate success effortlessly. And click the description for a 42-day free masterclass. I made a complete masterclass that will walk you through each of these steps that will get you towards your fitness and health goals and your mental success, so you can create the life that you want and live an amazing life effortlessly. Transform your body effortlessly, your mind effortlessly, just by using intelligent tools like this. Not a huge commitment. It's completely free. I'm giving this to you because I've had so much pain in my life, so much frustration just trying to change with primitive tools. And once I found these tools, everything changed. I was able to transform all my habits, my body, my mind, whereas nothing else was working. So check that out. It's for free. Make sure you're subscribed, and hope you like this video. We're going to move on now to this meditation that will help you change your habits. So go ahead and let's move on to the next video.